my gems and geos? It's your girl Donna Bella here, back with another one. Now I already got our focus cards and our goal cards for the week ready, as well as our topic. So let's get right into it. Now our focus card, our goal card for the week is start, and it made me think of the goal card for last week. Create. So that's what we have to do. We have to start to create. So the focus cards for this week is listen to your heart, focus on you, put yourself first, and meditate. Clear your mind and search within your heart for the answer. Those are good focus cards for the week, and the goal card for this week to start, that's so true because I know myself, I have a tendency to put off projects or things that I need to do, respond to emails, and it's sometimes those little bitty things that get you tripped up. So I appreciated these cards because they are going to help me in the coming up week to stay focused and stay in tune, to get grounded so that I can produce regular content and my other passion projects that I can be successful on. Now, as I began doing my favorite thing during the week, um, looking at YouTube, there's a channel that I came across that I would like to talk about. Um, and it was Songbird ASMR. She's real sweet. Go check out her channel. Her and her husband are doing ASMR mukbangs. And on one particular episode that I watched, that it touched my heart, how her husband talked about how he went and got tested for COVID-19, and that his wife, was in the hospital for anxiety and something else. But that that show, their show, Songbird ASMR, touched my heart because it made me stop and realize how we are all panic stricken with COVID-19, and it's so easy to allow that thinking or what's going on to affect us in our daily lives, and to where we're not being happy. And he was very worried. He said he got tested, he's fine, but I can just see the worry and anxiety on his face, and I can sympathize for how he felt because I know I've gotten a tickle in my throat, and I'm like, oh gosh. And then I start evaluating myself for other symptoms, and then I'm like, okay, calm down, calm down. And one thing, I've went into some stores and they're checking temperatures and stuff like that, and making you hand sanitize, wear your mask, which I understand that you have to be safety. You have to be safe and precautious. But my thing is this how it's going to be? You know, when are we going to get a rest period? And is our life ever going to go back to normal? Is this what our social interactions are going to be like? Temperature taking, hand sanitizing, wearing our mask all the time, because that's another thing. Like, wearing the mask, it gets on my nerves. I'm just going to be honest with you. Because, one, sometimes I forget it. Sometimes I want to doll up and look cute in my mask, without a mask. And now I'm just seeing our social interactions being impacted where we're having to constantly wear this mask. And then I see people not wearing them right. They don't put it over their nose and they're just wearing it over their mouth. So it gets frustrating because I'm like, that is not helping the situation. Anyway, I digress. So for me, I've constantly been thinking about what does our future look like as a whole. And Songbird ASMR, her husband's podcast, he was eating rolled chicken tacos. I remember that. And 7-layer dip. And so my thing about that is I saw the worry and anxiety on his face, and I know myself that I have went through in my mind, okay, maybe I should get tested. Okay, no, not get tested. No, don't. You know what I'm saying? I have battled with myself. And so I think that we need to take a time out and meditate, and focus on putting ourselves first. and not allow what the media is producing, what we're hearing on the radio, not to buy into that as deeply. We should still be safe, still be precautious, but I don't think we need to allow it to infiltrate our minds to where we're stop living a happy life. And and we're starting to be more fear based and anxiety based. And then because I've even gotten to where, like, if I am social with somebody, I'm like, was I 6 feet apart and this and that? And how deep is this going to affect us, continue to affect us, because it's affecting us socially. So I sit here and I think about, how can I not go with the flow of panic and everything that's going on, continuously be listening to, social media, the Bill Gates thing, and all the vaccine and what's going on with that. Even though I have my own personal and private opinions that I'm not going to share on a public platform, but I have my own, views of that. But I don't want to be riddled with fear to where I have to stop living my life. And I think that's where the part, a lot of people have stopped living their life because out of fear that they may get coronavirus, or fear that, because that's one thing he said, he had elderly parents. He didn't want them to get sick. He felt, let me just go ahead and get tested, which I understand. Very sweet couple. I truly understand. My mind has went there, myself. I'm like, oh, that person came over. Oh my gosh, this. Oh my gosh, what are we in it? And so it can begin to impact your, you know what I'm saying? The fear can begin to impact every day, every second of your life. And that's one thing that try to stay focused and think of ourselves first. Stay safe. Meditate. That's another thing that I've been doing, is I've been deeply meditating, listening to positive affirmations and meditation music just to calm my mind, because we can so get wrapped up into everything that's going on where we become fear stricken, and you know, all our thoughts and our interactions be consumed with fear. And when you live in fear, you're not truly living authentically to yourself. You're not enjoying yourself. You're not enjoying the moment. And despite what's going on in the world, we have to put that down. We have to enjoy life. We have to enjoy the moment, because this is all that we have. So what, after the pandemic, do we continue to live in fear, or when are we going to not live in fear? So yes, we need to be cautious of the things that are going on, and courteous of youngsters and babies and elderly. But does that mean that we have to stop living our life? Don't feel guilty because we're in a pandemic and we're happy and enjoying our life. That's what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to let fear infiltrate our minds to where we stop living and stop being happy and stop trying to be successful. And I think so much has been placed upon us that we have kind of shrunk back in fear and kind of diverged and become focused about this pandemic and things that are going on in our life, that we quit living it. And that's one thing, even though a pandemic's going on, we still need to live our life, to the best of our ability, and make ourselves happy. Because at the end of the day, we have to live with us. Like, you have to live with you, so focusing on yourself and putting yourself first, there's nothing wrong with that. And by putting yourself first, you're being safe, you're washing your hands, you're wearing your mask, you're staying 6 feet apart. That's the most that we can do. Who's to say that, we can still be safe and still get coronavirus? And who's to say that we can never do nothing, never get coronavirus? Who's to say we don't know, but at the same time don't live in fear? And it just makes me think about, if we live in fear, we never go forward on the little things as well as the big things. So we have to put them aside and continue forward living our best life, because that's my whole motto. Live your best life as long as you're not hurting the next person or interfering with the next person, because we all have free will. So do what you want, how you want, and live freely. Express yourself as long as it's not disrespectful. strive to be a peaceful, loving person. And that's why I appreciate this community that I'm building here on YouTube, because that's my goal, is that everyone expresses themselves, everyone lives authentically to themselves, and my goal is to inspire and motivate you to be the best version of you. Now, am I going to do it like how everybody else is doing it? No, else you wouldn't be clicking in, tuning in to me. I'm going to do things differently. That's what I want to do. So if you'd like, leave me a comment below, hit that subscribe button, and hit that like. You can email me or talk to you in the comments. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.